are some people who love harness racing, and there are other people who love harness racing. Our next guest has spent his life spreading the love. I have John Manzi with me, and he is a Hall of Famer in the Communicators Corner for harness racing. He is the publicity director at Monticello Raceway, right?
For 38 years, yeah, a long time, yeah.
That is amazing. Now, you have been in harness racing like your entire life. You grew up in it, it's in your family, so how did you go from doing stalls to becoming a publicity director?
Well, my family was in racing since the early 50s. And I quit college to become a driver. I thought that's the only thing I ever wanted to do. And I did that for a half a dozen years or a dozen years until I found out that I couldn't drive like the Catman. So I decided I needed to do something else. So I had the chance, I'm from Monticello, and I had a chance to be assistant race secretary there in '74. And I was in the racing office as race secretary in '76. And they sort of kicked me up to publicity. I was very, very distraught back in '77, and it was the best thing ever happened to me. And I've been I've been the director of publicity and public relations there since 1980. But I've been working for Monticello Raceway since '74. So I went from mucking stalls to driving losers to making crazy promotions.
Speaking of crazy promotions, you've done a lot of really crazy stunts. Give me a couple of examples.
I've had so many crazy things over the years. I had the battle of the announcers. I had what I call the battle of the bosses, when some of the people that run the raceways drive. I've had best-looking driver contests. By the way, Ron Pierce finished second in my contest in 1981. That's the truth. Ronnie will tell you that.
I'm sure he will tell us.
And I even had the ugly driver contest, too. And I had heavyweight drivers. And then I had lately these ethnic races, the Passover pace for Jewish drivers. And we got one coming up on the 17th, the Dr. Martin Luther King pace for the African-American fellas. And I'm proud of some of the things I did.
You were elected into the Hall of Fame. What year was that, and what's that mean to you?
It's just mind-boggling to me. I was elected in 2006 to the Hall, and it was something that I didn't expect. I'm not sure I'm worthy, but people say I am, and I appreciate that. But I've done a lot of things. I've always promoted the game. I love the game. And the thing I did a lot with no money, that was hard. I had to do things to come up with things that no money involved. And over the years, I was lucky enough I knew the horsemen, and they did things for me. I had driving contests, and it's just guys used to come for me back in the old days, just because it was me. So because I was one of them back then. So. But over the years, things have changed a lot, and now you can't get somebody with big names to come for unless you give out $50,000 in purse money. But I had Campbell and O'Donnell and all those guys from Buddy Gilmore and all those guys come up and drove for me back then. But that wasn't an oddball thing. I ended up doing the oddball things. I had elephant races, camel races. You name it, I did it. I had the lady mud wrestling at the track, and where the drivers got in with the girls and wrestled. A lot of crazy stuff.
Now, you have been in Monticello now for 38 years, so you're here in the first state. You heard I was looking for a Manny, right? You know what a Manny is?
I'm old.
Oh, a Manny is a male nanny. I thought you heard I was looking for a Manny, so that's why you came.
Am I the one? Oh, how lucky I am.
I saw your resume and I was extremely impressed. So what are you doing here tonight? Just taking in the fun times?
Because my dear friend Charlie Dombach and Darrell Beer, and even Sean Beer, but I came down for Darrell and Charlie. Charlie owns a lot of nice horses, and Darrell's had a big year.
We're glad you came on Post Time. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, dear, for giving me this opportunity here.